Hello Internet, I'm me, and this is Tokumei Sentai Go Bustas, episode 49. Dear crap, you have no idea how long it took me to get this episode. Just to give you some context of how many times I've uploaded this goddamn video to the wrong server, or my camera timed out, or my fucking internet crashed, I had 4 times. And then earlier today, I recorded this episode and then put it on the wrong YouTube channel. Trust me, the people who were watching it on my other YouTube channel were quite confused on what I was talking about. So, here goes another recording of this episode review, which I've reviewed 5 times. It's quite annoying when I just sit in front of a webcam and turn on some lights. But anywho, this is Tokumei Sentai Go Bustas, episode 49. It actually is the second to last episode of the season, and I'm going to tell you now, this season has been good. I know there are many people out there who actually don't like this season, but in my humble opinion, I would have to give this season, before we even hit the season finale, a good solid 8.5 out of 10. Mostly because it's just the writing was so well done. Everything from the powers to the mechs to how the world works is just so fleshed out, so well done. The villains are great and three-dimensional. Even though Escape did die and keep coming back, her story, though she may have been a two-dimensional character, was actually a lot more three-dimensional. I mean, I guess I'll do a full run-through of this season after the season finale, but I did want to get that off my chest because some people do think that I kind of don't like this season. That, and I keep hearing people go, when will this season end? And I'm like, dude, come on, it's not that bad. It's actually a really nice season. Now, on to episode 49. A lot of people wanted me to talk about the dark red buster suit that Enter actually has in the beginning of this episode. And I have to say, the suit looks fantastic. The design is streamlined yet armored, angular yet organic looking, in the way that the face mask is actually like teeth of a tiger or something. It's so freaking badass. But here's the thing that most people, like, even though the hype for this was big, it's only there for a good 5 minutes of the episode, maybe 10 if you're really generous with it, because Enter fights with it, fights against the Go Busters with it, loses, then gathers more data, actually not having to reboot anymore because, well, he doesn't have to. He can now collect data off of just the very battles, and has a new ability that he won't tell the Go Busters quite yet, but disappears and then says, well, and an overview, which I have no idea how he does it. He does it off screen. He just kind of says, he tells them off screen that, hey, watch what I'm going to do next, because with this new acquired data, you're going to want to see this. And so the Go Busters actually start trying to hunt down Enter, in which Ryuji actually comes up to Hiromu and pretty much almost punches him in. Well, he almost punches him in the face. You really see in his eyes, he really wanted to hit him in the face for making the stupid decision of trying to not only go on this mission alone, but for also trying to kill himself to get rid of the Messiah card. In which Ryuji says, though we will exhaust every point of trying to get the Messiah card out of you, if you try to kill yourself again, don't worry about that. I'll do it for you. Yeah, pretty heavy shiz. This episode is called Resolve and something else I keep forgetting, but it could also be replaced with Shit Got Real. Really, honestly, the stakes are really high in this episode, and I'll get to why. So, after that, Jin actually goes up to the commander in a secret type meeting, telling him that he has an idea on how to get the Messiah card out of Hiromu so that they can destroy Enter and be done with it all. Which is that they go into hyperspace and take the Messiah card from Hiromu and then put it inside Jin, well, Jin's deteriorating body. But there's a possibility that doing that would kill Jin, in which Jay does not actually promote or want to support, but does it anyway just out of respect. Again, two characters also getting very big character development here. Jin having to letting himself be sacrificed to save the world, and Jay who has actually let a Metoroid live in the hopes to actually getting Jin better, is now watching his best friend try to kill himself. And he's kind of not happy about it, though he doesn't say much about it. That that I have to credit the suit actor of Jay. He actually does convey a lot of emotion, though without saying anything and not actually having a face. And honestly, I gotta give props to that guy, whoever he is, or whoever she is, you never know, because, head to toe covering. I do have to give props to that guy or girl who's behind the suit, because they are doing an excellent job with the acting for the body work. So, after all this, Enter actually goes over and takes over an Intron tank, killing most everybody inside. And I do mean killing. In the way that, well, Hiromu's parents and so was Yoko's parents were killed in the first time they went into hyperspace, with Enter going into the Intron tank, fusing with it, and then taking all the humans inside as data, wrapping them in these. It looks like wrapping wires around them, but you kind of get this feeling that inside the wrapping of wires are more wires stabbing into them to, download the data inside their bodies. And pretty much the thought of a human being being turned into cold, just lifeless, emotionless data is just kind of it's really unsettling. It really is. And of course, it gets even more unsettling when you see two parents using themselves as body shields for their children, the only two known survivors inside the whole tank. God, that's unsettling. Seeing two people literally outspread as body shields is just, oh, no. And Enter, almost at this point is where I go from, Enter's really cool, and I went to, no, you are now that villain. Like, it's the villain metamorphosis of the Joker, pretty much, where people go, oh, the Joker's so cool, he's so crazy, and then he goes and kills everybody in a room, and you go, oh, right, you're a villain. Huh, you need to go down now. So, it's that thing of where the charm of the villain is worn off by their villainy. And this is a great transition for that. And literally, it's a metamorphosis because it's a cocoon, and like the Entron tank is turned into a cocoon. But anyway, Hiromu, Yoko, and Ryuji go inside and get the children out of there. And actually and it's actually pretty cool because the commander even has like a little command going, hey, get everybody in the surrounding area out of there, just in case. And actually, after they save the children, Hiromu has a pretty good flashback of these two children back when he was 13 years ago, back when their lab was taken into hyperspace. Pretty much the exact same thing happening to them. And Hiromu was pretty much like, oh, no, hell no, this ain't happening again. It's not. I won't allow it. So, Enter is pretty much taunting the Go Busters and turns the entire Intron tank into a giant-ass Megazord with an ass ton of guns on it. And so the Go Busters get into their Megazords and are told about the plan to get to hyperspace to help Jin to get the 13th Messiah card out of Hiromu, but they are not told that Jin will possibly die from this happening. So the Go Busters actually make a decision to take Enter into hyperspace with them. So they actually open up one of the hangars, which is the only one that they can use to transport people in and out of hyperspace, and decide to lure him in there, which they do. And as they're doing this, they figure out that the Entron tank has not only been turned into a cocoon and absorbing the human data, but more Entron tanks have been infected with the metavirus, pretty much turning them into cocoons as well that are going to absorb all the human data, like absorb humans for data, all in the surrounding areas, in which 13 of the Intron tanks are infected, causing pretty much a mass genocide attack, and it will keep spreading until the world is taken over completely. God damn. That is hardcore. That is villain right there. That is 100% villain right there. It really is. Uh, but anyway, the Go Busters take on Enter in his new giant Megazord, pretty much successfully luring him into the hangar, even though he does find out, but it's too late, and they knock him into the hangar and hold him there, trying to keep him inside the hangar until they can transport them to the hyperspace. But Enter, not being one to go down lightly, decides to destroy the base, and actually actively does so in like a matter of minutes, until well, the Go Busters holding them back, and the commander and the two assistants, I keep forgetting their names, actually not budging. Their shit is being destroyed all around them, but they decide, no, we are staying here. We are seeing this through to the end. Fuck it all. We're doing this. We're sending them to the hyperspace. And hyperspace in this one has been explained that it is highly unstable. It's been falling apart since the last battle, and they don't know if even sending them there will work. And if it does work, they don't even know if they can even get them back. So it's a huge risk, but they're going to take it. And they successfully send Enter and the rest of the Go Busters, along with the main lion, all the way to hyperspace. Though they don't know it. Like, the command center doesn't know that they successfully got him over. There's no way for them to tell. They can only know that they sent something. They don't know if it got there. But the Go Busters actually do all end up in hyperspace, but they're all knocked out, while Enter is fully conscious and saying, I'm not staying here for long. And that's when the episode ends. Goddamn, this episode was great. If you couldn't tell yet, the character development was out the wazoo, well written, well done, executed in the acting actually. Pretty much, the action scenes were fantastic. The stakes were as high as are going to get. Honestly, you could see where it's like, Messiah was just going to become a giant robot and try to assimilate everything from being a giant robot, to Enter's more diabolical plan of using our energy source against us. And because our energy source is networked, we've pretty much set ourselves up for this huge takeover because he can take over our energy network. And that is just freaking diabolical and smart. It's that mix of practical and just plain evil at the same time. It's unsettling knowing that some of these people who they're trying to save aren't gonna come back, because once Enter turned that thing into the Entron tank into a Megazord, those people are gone. They are now part of the machine. They are gone. Just like Hiromu's parents and Ryuji's parents and Yoko's parents. They're all gone. And that is dark. That is hardcore. That is villain. And pretty much, I can't wait for the season finale to happen. And I give this episode a straight up 10 out of 10. I can't wait to see what happens next and how this all ends. So until next time, y'all, peace.